Good day. My name is George Cornell, and I'm the Mayor of the Township of Tiny, and I'm joined here today by our Deputy Mayor, Steffen Walma. The Township of Tiny has and will continue to take precautions to help flatten the curve in terms of the spread of COVID-19. The health and well-being of our residents and staff is our top priority. We have a significant senior population in Tiny who have been identified as one of the groups most vulnerable to COVID-19. We've taken a number of actions to date by the Township, and they include the closure of all municipal buildings to the public. This includes the administration office, public works complex, community centers, and fire stations. The postponement of community events and any large gatherings. The cancellation of March break day camp. The cancellation of all of our recreation programs. The cancellation of all meetings, including council and committee meetings. The extension of the property tax payment deadline has been moved to May the 1st. We also have several employees working on a work from home protocol to increase social distancing within our office. We will continue to provide essential services such as emergency response, water testing, and road maintenance. Residents are still able to pay online their property taxes and purchase dog tags, fire permits, and parking permits. The municipal administration office remains staffed and the phone lines are being answered. We also encourage the public to access advice and services online via www.tiny.ca. As many of you know, I am also warden for the County of Simcoe. Obviously, the county is also dealing with the extraordinary circumstances brought on by COVID-19 breakout. In my role as the warden, I often find at times that I'm not able to be physically present at the township, and that those times rely on Deputy Mayor Steffen Walma to assume my responsibilities as the head of Tiny's council. Hence, I've asked Deputy Mayor Walma to join me for this interview, as you'll be seeing and hearing more from him over the next while. So I'm going to ask Deputy Mayor Walma if you could update us on the latest developments here in Tiny, please.
Thank you very much, Your Worship. And I just want to start, by assuring the public that I have been working closely with Mayor Cornell, seeking his guidance and advice as we move forward with our emergency operations in the Township of Tiny. On March 17th, the Township of Tiny declared an emergency. When considering the emergency declaration, Tiny's emergency management team reviewed a checklist provided by the province and determined that under the provisions of that checklist, the current circumstances deem it appropriate to make a declaration. The declaration is a precaution being taken by the Township to help protect our vulnerable residents. As the weather continues to improve, our seasonal residents will return from urban areas to open their summer homes. Around this time each year, we see our permanent resident population of 11,000 more than double with the return of our seasonal residents. We are already seeing the early return of some of these seasonal residents. We hope that the emergency declaration will emphasize the importance of following the recommended measures to protect yourself and others in the community. You can't see it, but in the frame we actually have a 2-meter sign that's set up between the mayor and myself. Everyone should be practicing social distancing and proper hand washing. Please remember that social distancing does not mean social isolation. We encourage you to stay in touch with friends and family by phone or video chat. The emergency declaration has also given the Township of Tiny an opportunity to access additional resources and funding to address COVID-19. Please be assured that we will continue to provide essential services, and we will make use of contingency plans that are already in place. The Township is prepared for the situation. Tiny's emergency management team will continue to monitor the situation. Updates will be provided to the public about any further impacts on municipal services. Please look to our website for comprehensive updates. That's tiny.ca/coronavirus. And I just want to remind everyone that in these unprecedented, unique times, that we need to be kind, stay informed, and stay healthy. And with that, I'll turn it back to Mayor Cornell.
Thank you very much, Deputy Mayor Walma. I'd like to echo Steffen's comments and remind everyone that we are at a very critical point regarding this outbreak. I've participated in a couple of conference calls, and on those calls I've heard from our medical officer of health in Simcoe, Muskoka, Dr. Charles Gardner, and our focus is containment, so we do not want to overwhelm our healthcare system, and each of us must take responsibility and follow the guidelines provided by public health: social distancing, washing our hands, and isolation as required. The declaration of an emergency is a legal step in the process with regards to dealing with an emergency. It affords both organizations some flexibility in terms of their decision-making and access to funding. But in this particular situation, in both cases, a prime motivation for making the declaration was to help the public understand the seriousness of the situation that we have with COVID-19. And we wanted to remind folks, again, of the seriousness and to take very seriously the recommendations and the guidance from the healthcare professionals. We will get through this together as a community by helping each other, supporting those that are most vulnerable, and taking care of ourselves. Please take this situation very seriously and follow the advice of our healthcare professionals. Thank you, stay safe, and look after each other.